This is a little bit of a new look Team Canada. Of course, 3 returning members from the previous years, but SGA now, and that's a different dynamic. Anyway, we're sprinting. Seattle up first. Taylor launches a through ball. That is way short. There's Crozon. Page, no. SGA. Matches the board. That is an and one for Sasha Fierce, who starts with a score, takes the bump as well, and will head to the free throw strike. First foul on Seattle. Zip lead Canada. The Seattle team, they've got some 3x3 acumen. Littlefield, the member on the Women's Series teams for the USA in 23, as well as Scott. Zimmerman as well. Zimmerman also won gold at the AmeriCup for the USA in 23. Taylor was on the Women's Series last year, MVP of the Quebec stop. So look, this is a heavyweight clash. Don't get it twisted. It's your 1 seed going up against a team that could very well get close to them. Anyways, turnaround jumper. Taylor's off the mark. Go for Taylor, no good. Seattle 3xBA still not on the board. Sasha. Better pass down low, that is off the mark. Close look here for Canada. They force it into Kat Kloof. Nuh-uh. Zimmerman breaks up the play. Get it back on to Zimmerman with a fading. Seattle struggling to get on the board here. Good look. Just one go down. There's Page. Long range shot. Just off the mark. Bounces out. Page Crozon, 31-year-old. Considered one of the, if not the best shooter in all of 3x3's history on the women's end. Was open. Wilson just didn't get to her. Littlefield. Push down to Zimmerman. Zimmerman against Bosch. Zimmerman over Bosch. And now Seattle 3xBA is on the board. 2-1 score here early. Kat Kloof. Matt Wilson still going. They end up at the East Edmonton Mall. Scott with the physicality going towards the basket. She's fouled. That's Scott on the stripe. Those off the mark. Grant Allen with the board. How's Crozon trying to post up? Crozon spins into miss. Canada actually did well at the World Cup this year, playing a physical style of basketball. Crozon with the magic. Couldn't even see the basket, still drained a shot. No answer for Taylor. Goes on with the accuracy here early. Difficult look at the end of the shot clock. But that prayer goes down. And they're back in possession. They get it down to SGA. Shot has been a bit of an issue this year. Again, only one event played, so not a lot of material to work with, but 18% from 2. That will try again, this time a whistle on the floor. Foul to play. That is foul number 4 on Seattle 3xBA. With play action here. Cat a look in the post, but offensive foul. As Catherine Plouffe try to move Littlefield into position to get a score. Too much, and a 3rd foul in Canada as a result. Here's Littlefield. That's the Scott. Scott, midi pull up. Good looking shot to the back of the ring. Cat answers with the mid range. And it's Scott that snatches the board. Uh-oh. Somehow gets it back. Littlefield, mid range pull up. That is money. Is guarding Casey Bosch on that play all by herself like Macaulay Culkin under the basket. 5-2 Canada. Scott Wilson's lost, out of bounds. There's preview timeout, and it looks like a heavyweight clash here in Pool A to start the action for the defending champs Canada. This is what ignited the squad early. SGA and 1. Seattle got a bucket from Zimmerman, who struggled to create offense here in the first few minutes. And then that went down for Proline. Gosh, most of an offense in this one. That shot off the mark. Canada has 0.3 seconds. They put Crozon on the logo. Crozon, this prayer unanswered. Tries one, but not a lot of time left. Heaves off the mark. Seattle will get it back. Can they find some chemistry? Can they find some easy offense? A lot of one-on-one creation so far. Zimmerman to Littlefield. They get it back down to Zimmerman. Look, Taylor with the board. Taylor fading from 2. Taylor bottoms. 5-4 game. SGA with the answer. Taylor again from the Enlio logo this time. She is just unconscious with it. Range for days, but now a 5th foul on Seattle 3xBA. Closer and closer to that bonus. Big call. That's 12. Ball back to Canada. On this time, Scott gets a hand on it. Plouffe, not used to being contested like that. Addison Scott flies in there for the rejection on the 2-ball and eventually gets Seattle 3x3 in possession. Taylor, move this time. The matchup you got to watch. Sydney Taylor, leading scorer for the Seattle squad against the gritty defender that Casey Bosch has been for years. Here we go again. Pass this time, it's off the mark. Crozon will take it for Canada. Back to Crozon. Crozon working the pick and pop game with Kat Kloof. A wide open look, and she drains it. Beautiful action there from Canada. But Taylor with an answer right away. Tough bucket. She has to deal with the caller, Kat Kloof. Kloof is fouled on the shot. It's not a good contest. Next foul on Seattle. Is in the act of shooting. 2 free throws coming up for Catherine Kloof. The winningest players in 3x3 history on the side. 17 winning series of wins. Gold medals at the AmeriCup in 22-24 and at the Champions Cup here in 2025. First ever edition of that Champions Cup way back in March. It was like a year or so ago. Still 2025. Bosch off the mark. Seattle looking at a 3-point deficit. They need a bucket. Can't get it to Taylor. The halfway mark in this one. Canada holding on to that 3-point lead and a fresh possession here. Crozon, the handoff. Crozon speeds to the rack. There's another block. This time it's Zimmerman deterring Crozon from scoring. Littlefield, yes, ma'am. Connection for Seattle, 8-7 in the game. Mismatch alert, no SGA on Littlefield. That is a bucket waiting to happen, and there we go. Daisha Fierce with an easy score under the basket. Taylor with the separation and the hydration ties the game at 9. Punch for punch, blow for blow. Good defense on Seattle. 6 to go on the shot clock for Canada. Crozon on the drive, lobs it up to SGA. Finishes up the play right at the buzzer. Crozon then almost gets the steal. Use that Wilson to go out of bounds. 1-point lead for the Canadian ladies. A highly entertaining team. If you are as entertained as I am, do your due diligence. Hit subscribe on YouTube and follow us on our socials at FIBA 3x3W on Instagram. You're for sure to be seeing a lot of the action here today. This highlight so far, a beaming Casey Bosch coming out to the home crowd here in Edmonton, Canada. Seattle 3xBA now in possession. Littlefield with the midi pull up. Gets her own rebound. And we got another tie. Kat Kloof. Deceptively quick. But Littlefield answers with the 2-ball right away. Seattle with the 1-point lead over the 1 seed. Kat Kloof working on the block. No good. That's to Wilson. Now on the move to the rack, finishes the play up, and another tie, and Seattle turn it over. This game is going back and forth like a seesaw. 12-12. We got 3 minutes left from the West Edmonton Ball. First action in Pool A, your number 1 seed Canada going up against Seattle 3xBA. Kloof. Ran out and no space for a post up to get it. Their Crozon for a look, no good. There's SGA cleaning up the net. +1 Canada. Taylor's back out there. Shots off the mark, and Zimmerman can't trace it down. Punch for punch, blow for blow. These teams aren't giving each other anything. There's 12 for the Canadians. Bosch is left wide open. Great screening action there. Casey capitalizes. Has to guard Taylor now, though, and Taylor let his team go to the basket. Gets the bucket. Foul. That is number 7, Zimmerman. At least I think it is. Actually, I think this is a turnover. Yes, it is. Canada with a turnover. Now it's Taylor back to it. Taylor, double cross. Foul on the play. So tough to stick with Sidney Taylor. He's more crafty than origami. Double between the legs, cross, and a step back to try to stay with that. And Taylor ties the game up. 14 apiece. 2 minutes to go. Grant Allen a look. Ends up with Littlefield. Screening action with Scott. Scott open. Scott is blocked. Get that out of here. Take it back with you. Goes on with the rejection. Stacia, Grant Allen, and Scott flies in. Too much physicality on the play. A 7th foul on Seattle 3xBA will send Stacia Grant Allen to the stripe for 2 free throws as the Seattle team has hit the bonus. Allen, first one, rolls in. At a 1-point lead, could make it 2 with the next make here. And SGA off the mark on the second one. Zimmerman, difficult cross. .37 on the clock. That's the game here. Fresh 12 to work with for Seattle 3xBA. I don't think Taylor needs that much time. She does not. Another tie. SBA on the block, body work. Littlefield. Try to get to Zimmerman. Cat proof, bounces it off the leg of Littlefield and gets Canada possession with just over a minute to go. What a hustle play there by Cat Proof. And to capitalize on that Seattle mistake. Cat with the mismatch. Spins. Moves some furniture around. Littlefield could do anything. 2-point lead Canada. Taylor on the move. Taylor from the corner. 2 ball off the mark. Throws on with some screens. Almost loses the ball. Gets it to Plouffe. Plouffe on the drive. This time Littlefield's on the floor again. So Cat with an easy finish. Canada, the sharper team in the last minute or so. But Taylor with the 2 ball. And it's a 1-point game yet again. Plouffe on the block. And Taylor trying to sell the offensive foul there. But I do believe gets hit. Yes, with a defensive foul, so 2 free throws coming up for Catherine Plouffe. Crucial free throws here for Canada. Cat way off the mark on the first one. good, a 2-point lead. He's ready to score. Zimmerman, though, loses to Wilson. Who's that out on? Looks like Seattle retains possession. 19-17 game. They need a bucket here, and they have little time on the shot clock to work with. And for now, with the best papers, Seattle got a lethal weapon on the squad in Sidney Taylor. Got a little time to work with, and Seattle needs a score, but we'll see. Crowd cheering for 2.5 on the shot clock, 25 seconds on the game clock. Taylor takes the check. Taylor with the fake, steps back, blocked by Sage to Grand Island. Quick transition from Canada. SGA misses the layup. A great opportunity for Canada to put the game away, but Dacia fierce on the block, not so fierce on the layup. Canada still retain possession, though. They get it down to Cat. Looking on Taylor, that ball off the mark. Another rebound. Now the clock's running out on Seattle. Throws onto the rack. 3-point lead for Canada. And Seattle can't do nothing anymore at the end of this game. It's the Canadians who take this heavyweight bout. That is what it was. Don't get it twisted. This is a heavyweight bout. Canada with a decisive victory here, 20-17. Sharper down the stretch, better at defense. In those moments when it matters, that's when you can really see that chemistry coming through for your #1 seed out here. Hugs in the crowd. And look at Crozon locking the game up with the 20th point, speeding to the rack. Canadians start their campaign here strong yet again. 20-17 over Seattle 3x3.